On April 22, 2026, an ordinary afternoon on a quiet residential street in Fresno, California, turned into something no family would expect.
What happened? What happened? Hey!
That Wednesday, around 4:38 p.m., an 8-year-old girl was outside, spending time the way many children do, when a woman later identified as 37-year-old Tyesha Brizette Davis approached her. There was no known connection between them, and at first, nothing seemed unusual. But within moments, the situation changed. The woman grabbed the girl by her hair and tried to pull her toward a nearby vehicle. Neighbors nearby heard the noise and began moving toward the scene, and in that moment, the child ran toward a nearby house, knocking on the door until someone opened it and let her inside. When confronted, Davis claimed that she was the girl's biological mother and said the child had been taken from her at birth. She even knew the girl's name, which added confusion to an already tense situation. But the girl's parents arrived shortly after and confirmed there was no connection at all. Officers from the Fresno Police Department responded and arrested Davis at the scene. She was later booked into the Fresno County Jail on charges including kidnapping, false imprisonment, and child endangerment, with bail set at $85,000, and she remains in custody as the case moves forward. The video was filmed by a child inside a house, frightened by what was happening outside.
I was very terrified and I really wanted to go help and see what happened to the girl, but try to go save her, but then I was too scared if the fake mom had something on her, because I don't also want to get hurt.
The girl was not physically injured and was safely reunited with her family. Neighbors who witnessed what happened later spoke about how quickly everything unfolded and how important it was that people nearby reacted when they heard her screams.
I thought it was her mom, but obviously it wasn't. The kidnapper was pulling her hair and slammed her head on the concrete. And I was like, hold on, a mother doesn't do that to their child. So she jetted all the way to the third house right here and was hiding right there. And I was like, what the heck is going on? So I told these little girls right here, her mother wasn't here, and I was like, please call the cops now.
I called the police and I was telling the lady, get away from the girl. And she was like, that's my daughter. This is my daughter.
As of now, investigators have not shared a clear motive, and it is still unknown why Davis approached the child or how she knew her name. The case remains under investigation. For many people in the area, the incident has raised concerns about how something like this could happen in the middle of the day in a place that usually feels safe. Because if the child had not resisted or reached for help, things could have gotten much worse. On August 9th, 2021, in the city of Tustin, a 39-year-old homeless man named Luis Manuel Garcia Arias stepped out from a patch of bushes near a mobile home park, and what followed would turn a routine call into something far more serious.
That's come up right here. You sure you're still there?
Hey! Wake up! Come out! Put your hands up. I know you. Come on.
Who is it?
Let's go! Come on! Get out! Keep your hands up! Keep your hands up! Keep your hands up! Let's go! Por acá!
That morning, around 10:15 a.m., police responded to what was described as a non-emergency call about a possibly armed person who had reportedly been seen with a knife the day before. It was broad daylight, and traffic moved as usual along the street as officers approached the area where Garcia was believed to be. They stood near the waist-high bushes and gave repeated commands, asking him to come out slowly with his hands visible where this happened.
Let's go! Keep your hands up!
Okay, pero déjame salir.
Let's go. Come on. No. Get out. Can you go on the other side? Let's go. Get out. Enséñame tus manos ahorita. Keep your hands up. Deja de jugar con tus bolsas. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Come on. Step out. Come on. Hands up. Let's go.
Hold on.
Let's go. Let's go now. Let's go. Out. Get out. Get out. Get out.
Face the wall. He's got a stick. He's got a stick.
Get your hands up.
Within seconds, Officer Silva fired 2 shots. Garcia took a few more steps before collapsing. Officers moved in immediately, trying to provide aid, and he was taken to the hospital. Unfortunately, he later died from his injuries. An investigation by the California Department of Justice later found that the officers acted in lawful self-defense, and no criminal charges were filed. But the case did not end there. Garcia's 2 daughters brought a federal civil rights lawsuit against the city and the officers involved. After several years, the case went to trial in Los Angeles, and on April 21, 2026, a jury reached a different conclusion, awarding the family $17 million and finding that the use of force had been excessive.
I hope that this never happens to anybody else, because at the time I was very young. When this happened, I was about 12, 13 when this happened, and it was a very hard time for me to go through, and I wouldn't want anybody else to go through the same.
Since the verdict came down, the city has extended its condolences but is disappointed by the outcome of this civil suit and will be exploring its options going forward. Following that, many people have continued to question where the family was when he needed somewhere to live, whether enough effort was made to slow things down, and whether the object he was holding was properly understood at that moment. What began as a routine welfare check on a man known in the area ended in a matter of seconds, leaving behind 2 very different conclusions, one from investigators and one from a jury, and raising questions that are still being discussed today. In early August 2025, in the city of Yacuiba in Bolivia, a 6-year-old boy named Liam Duran began his day like any other child his age, inside the small one-room home he shared with his family. That morning, his parents stepped out for a short errand, something they had likely done before, leaving Liam asleep inside and securing the door from the outside so he would remain safe until they returned, expecting to be gone only briefly. For a while, nothing seemed unusual, but then something inside the home began to change.
¿Cómo están? Buenos días. Mire, vemos aquí cerca de la avenida Bolivia, por la entrada de la gota bailable, vemos una casa incendiándose. Es una casa, debe ser un depósito, ya que aquí creo que antes solían venir a descargar maíz, soya y todo eso. Está quemándose todo internamente, ojalá que no haya materia. Estamos aquí en Barrio Nuevo, sobre la avenida Bolivia, cerca por donde cargan gas o compran gas.
Firefighters and police arrived and moved quickly to control the fire, even removing a gas cylinder from the house to prevent a possible explosion, while at the same time trying to find a way inside. Because the door was locked and no one realized a child was inside, they had to break a window to begin putting out the flames from that side, and within minutes, the fire was brought under control. Not long after, Liam's parents returned, expecting to find their home as they had left it, but instead, they were met with a scene that had already changed everything.
¿Son los dueños? ¿Son los dueños? Sí, son los dueños. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Había alguien ahí?
Sí, está yo.
¡Ay, Dios mío! ¡No! ¡No, no, Dios mío, no! ¡Ay, no! ¡Dios mío, no! ¡Dios mío! Oh, Dios mío. Dios mío, no, el niño. No, no.
The single room had been burned out, filled with smoke damage and debris, and as they searched through what remained, Liam's father began calling out for him. While moving through the wreckage, it was there, beneath a table, that they found Liam. He had tried to stay low, possibly to escape the smoke, but the air inside had already become too dangerous. Reports later confirmed that he died from breathing in smoke and toxic gases before the fire itself could reach him. The exact cause of the fire was never clearly determined, though early signs pointed to a possible electrical issue, something that is not uncommon in older or basic homes like this, and there was no evidence of foul play. In the days that followed, the family lost everything they had in that single room, but the local community responded quickly, bringing food, clothing, and basic supplies to help them get through the immediate aftermath. A wake was held soon after, and Liam was laid to rest with family and neighbors present. The case was treated as an accident, with no criminal charges filed and no further legal action reported. Nothing about that morning suggested it would end the way it did, but in a short span of time, a normal day had turned into something that could not be undone. On March 24, 2026, in Gwinnett County, Georgia, an 8-year-old boy wandered away from his home, and for a short time, it became a situation that could have ended very differently.
Every single time he's done this, he's walked back down that path towards that road.
He doesn't. He runs towards the bushes that way.
He loves water.
Do you guys know where he usually goes?
Yeah.
So it's not usual for him to actually get all the way.
Not all the way.
Okay.
He runs towards that way, but I always catch him.
All right. Here's what I need. They're saying that he usually runs like this. Do you have anybody on Freeman Lake?
No.
Okay. How about this? One of you, Steve Reynolds right here. One of you go to Freeman's Lake.
The child, who is nonverbal and has autism spectrum disorder, lived near Freeman's Lake. It is a place where families often spend quiet mornings, and nothing about it would suggest danger at first glance. But for some children with autism, open water can be especially risky, as they may be drawn toward it without understanding the danger. Everyone understood that time mattered, especially with the lake so close by. As the search moved toward the water, officers reached a bridge overlooking Freeman's Lake. Master Police Officer Jay Serrano stepped out of his patrol car and looked out across the surface of the water. At first, everything seemed quiet, but then he heard faint cries coming from below. When he looked closer, he saw the boy in the lake, holding onto a thin branch just above the surface, already in the water and struggling to stay afloat. Without waiting, Officer Serrano and a nearby civilian made their way down from the bridge and entered the water to reach him. They were able to pull him out while he was still conscious. The water was cold, and he had been in it long enough to raise concern, so emergency crews checked him at the scene and then took him to a nearby hospital as a precaution. Thankfully, he did not suffer any serious or lasting injuries, and he was later reunited with his family.
I got you. Hear the ambulance?
They found him?
They found him. He is okay.
Okay, ya lo encontraron. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
After the incident, the Gwinnett County Police Department spoke about the importance of quick response and also mentioned a program called Logan's List, which helps first responders better understand how to assist children with autism and similar conditions during emergencies. Many people later pointed out how quickly the situation could have turned into something far more serious, especially with water involved. It is still not clear how far the boy walked before reaching the lake, but what is clear is that a few small factors, the officer hearing those calls for help, the branch he was holding onto, and the quick response, made all the difference that day. On April 15, 2026, Carolina Flores Gomez, a 27-year-old woman, returned to her apartment in the Polanco area of Mexico City, a place known for its quiet streets, high-end homes, and overall sense of safety. And for most people living there, it would seem like the last place where something serious could happen. Inside the home, there had been tension building over time, something that was not visible to others, and on that day, it reached a point where things could not stay the same. Carolina was seen walking calmly calmly through the living room, moving toward the kitchen area, while her mother-in-law followed a few steps behind. There was a short exchange between them, nothing that seemed unusual at first, and then, within seconds, everything changed. Carolina collapsed where she stood. The entire moment, from the walk to the shots, lasted only a short time. A short while later, Alejandro entered the room holding their baby. The child was not physically harmed, but Carolina had already suffered fatal injuries and was pronounced dead at the scene. What raised further questions was the delay in reporting the incident. Authorities were not informed until the following day, April 16th, leaving a gap of several hours that investigators are still trying to understand. An arrest warrant was later issued for the mother-in-law, Erica Maria Guadalupe Herrera Corriente, aged 63, on charges now classified as femicide, but as of now, she has not been located. Alejandro has been questioned about the delay and has stated that his mother was responsible, though he has not been detained. The investigation is still ongoing, and while the exact reason for what happened that day is not fully clear, the case has already drawn attention due to both the setting and the circumstances, showing how a situation that seemed stable from the outside can change very quickly behind closed doors. If you stayed till here, thank you so much. If you have any suggestions or a case you want me to cover next, just drop it in the comments.